evening and welcome. This is Connect Your Family Live Show coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. Of course, Spectrum Television is taking the time to give you rounded program content that will help you in every aspect of your life. And this family show is definitely one of those ones that we know that you absolutely look forward to. My name is Uya Anek, and you know that I am always very delighted to do connect with you every Wednesday by 6 p.m. and we have the time to talk about really serious conversations, especially as to how we can navigate our relationships in the 21st century. Today promises to be as interesting as every other episode that we've had. Serious conversations. What are we talking about today? Well, in recent times, I have come to acknowledge that it is very important. It is beneficial to you and I to invest in relationships as early on as possible. You never know the season of your life that all you can really take to the bank is the quality of relationships that you have. I, for one, can tell you it really does work. So, we're going to be looking at building and maintaining relationships early on. Why are we saying early on? As young as from your secondary school days, for every young person that is watching, you get into the university in your young adult years, please take the time to build these relationships. So, I will be joined today by two very young persons to have this conversation from the young people's perspective. I'm not that old though, but I mean, they are young. So we're looking at relationships from the adults. You know that on Connect, we don't always do, it's not always romance. Other days, there are other parts, of the curriculum and relationship that makes your life healthy and balanced. And that's what we're here to do today. And I bring the best of the best. No matter what they are, no matter their age bracket, I always bring the best. And I'll be joined by two lovely persons today. I have joining me today, Ruth Udog. Good evening and welcome. Thanks for joining us on Connect.
Thank you very much, Rosemary.
I'm looking forward to introduce you now. I'm looking for designation where she's a young woman that loves the Lord and loves building quality relationships.
You started so well. You started so that's like everything.
It counts up for you.
Honestly,
it's good. So we also have Winning Sam. He is a social media strategist and developer. Those social media people. But he loves love. He loves relationships.
And they're not too young to run.
Look at it. So now today you're defending not too young to build a relationship.
Yeah, it's not too young to build a relationship.
Wow. Good to have you on the show today.
Good evening. Good to be here.
Of course, it promises to be a show that you will learn. That is what we're always here for on Connect. And today will be no different. Well, I have already introduced my guest. We're going to take a quick pause. When we return, we'll be bringing you our question of the week. And of course, bringing you the engagements across our social media platforms. Our phone lines will also be available for you to call in and give us what your take is on our question of the week, and then we'll be going into our conversation of the day. Today is just going to be full. Stay with us.
Every society is premised on the quality of relationships forged by its inhabitants. The health of these relationships determines how well people, relationships, organizations thrive and how long they stick together. Join Uyai Anyekan on Connect every Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. and on Sunday 2:30 to 3 p.m. on channel 421 on Star Times to catch all the conversations, interviews, real stories and how to navigate relationships and family life in the 21st century. Real people, real faces, real stories. Connect live on Spectrum Television.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us. Of course, it's Connect, the family live show on Spectrum Television, and we're delving right into the conversation that we have for you today. Well, let's start from our question for the week. What is our question of the week? What's where people, like rolling over on social media? That's what we're going to be looking at first. So let's go to the very top. Question of the week. What did we ask today? It's going to be made available on our screens, of course, as always, so that we can all see the question and collectively participate in what the conversation is today. Technology is not about to hit me because I might get the best of it. All right, question of the week. The producer ran from giving us question of the week and quickly went to go and give us answer. Well, the question of the week says, what do you do during the talking stage in a relationship? You know that this talking stage issue, it has become a real matter in relationship street, and we are wondering, what is the talking stage about? In this talking stage, what exactly do we talk about? What are we supposed to be talking about in the talking stage of our relationships? That's the question of the week that we have. And different responses. Okay, now we can make available the responses that we got from social media. What do you think is talking stage? And usually we like to ask, how long should the talking stage be? That's a big question. So we have one response from Ben from Uyo. Says, talk about everything. Talk about everything. Yeah, okay. So
To know the person.
of course, getting to know the person. That's very, very important. It says, get to know the person. Okay, this is great. It says, get to know the person. Use the time to know if you can be with the person or see a future together. Okay, these are the responses, some of the responses that we got from social media. So, Ruth, I'm going to ask you, during the talking stage, first of all, how do you think talking stage, how long do you think talking stage should last?
See, if you want to be very, very serious, talk stage is not meant to be that long.
Okay.
Because you are going to end up with the person. You just need to see the basics. Can I actually
Vibe with
start
this
something
person.
to be with this person? So I will look at 2 months, at most 3 months. Because I don't even really know what you'll be talking about. I can be talking about wild dating. So I'm looking at 3 months at most.
Okay.
The least for me, what I would like to do is like, I'm a 1 month, 2 month kind of person.
So this is the way I'm going to put it now. As young as you are, you're already doing 1 month, 2 months.
See,
are you currently open to relationship? Are you dating after this?
My mom will beat me.
Who are you dating right now?
Right now, there are some things that this like life stuff. So it's not marriage yet, so I can't reveal. I'm so sorry. My son is going to come after me.
Serious issues.
It's private.
Okay, so you're open to talking stage like about 2 months to 3 months
Yes.
tops. Then you should be able to actually ascertain. I mean, we always say that a habit can be formed between 21 to 90 days.
Yes.
So you should actually be able to make up your mind. Samuel.
Well, I think talking stage should, just like she said,
Mhm.
shouldn't last for that long. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I think that talking
Let's
stage,
talk about love.
when the talking stage is not, the relationship have not started then. So we are just
Okay.
talking.
Yeah.
So it's the talking stage that will not determine will a relationship stem out of this.
Okay.
So the talking stage should not last too long. So I think over 2 meetings, talking stage can
2
be over.
meetings.
Yeah, maybe
You said
guys-
2
2 meetings.
said
Are
2 meetings.
Are you breaking into like week 1, week 2?
Week 2. What do
Yes,
you mean like
can
2
do
meetings?
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Okay, we meet
2 weeks
over
talking
two. We meet
stage.
over 2 times, and then I can. Okay, these are the someone like me. I'm very intentional, so I can just present questions. I have a list of questions.
That you just bombard the person with on the first
Yes,
week.
On the first week.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
But before
get
I will
to
go
you.
into talking stage,
No,
there-
but
there's a- there-
I feel like it's part of being deliberate and clear. Like, put all your cards on the table. I saw you from a distance, and I think you're cool. I'd like to get to meet you with the intention of getting to, maybe into a
Yeah.
relationship.
This talking stage idea to me is like getting to is going from being strangers to friends. That's like the basic things. Going from being strangers friends. Okay, I know your name. I know this is what you like. I know this is how you behave. So I am okay with them. Then we can go into a relationship. So there's some people that find it hard to share those parts of themselves immediately. That's why I'm like, in case you are meeting a secretive person or an introvert, let's use an introvert. You use like a month or 2 to try to like make your intentions known to
I
the person.
understand.
What, 2 weeks?
I understand that most of this communication and this talking that we do in talking stage,
Yeah.
most of them are not actually formal. So we get to go out, we get to hang around. I get to find out. You actually get to find out
hang around
many
for
things
2
without.
months. Let me know your intentional.
People should not be making these things too long.
2 weeks is
There's no need for that.
2 weeks is short.
I'm just looking at both of them and they are reading out their hearts this evening. Well, at the end of the day, we must establish that talking stage will last as long as the individuals involved and if you are intentional or you already have a statutory time that it must go, you must be able, the individuals involved must be able to, they must be the people who decide how long this is going to last. I mean, for example, if it's nonsense, you are the one who decides how long nonsense is going to last.
It depends on the people, and some people can be complicated. Like compound.
And that's why talking stage is there, right? To unearth whether you want to deal
that's
with
why
this.
you need a longer time. Show me your true colors.
I agree.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
so our phone lines are available on the screen for us to hear your take. What should you be doing during the talking stage, and how long should the talking stage actually be? Now, I'm going to share something that one of our social media relationship. No, it's not a relationship coach. Well, it's a relationship coach / life coach. Right, so but he's big on relationships. I know a lot of us already know Solomon Buchi, so I'm going to be sharing a slide of something he recently talked about with regards to this talking stage issue, because a lot is happening. I feel like the 21st century, we are not so deliberate about how we go about our relationships. Quite a number of us are really careless. We don't know there are no boundaries in relationships. You see a colleague behaving with a fellow colleague as if they're not colleagues, or you see church members behaving like they're not Christians. Just things, the lines are becoming blurred as to how defining what a relationship is, and I think that's a big problem. So let's go to the slide where we have Solomon Buchi's hammer for talking stage. Number 1, it's gonna come on your screen in a moment. If you move into a man's house during a talking stage, you need Jesus. If you start talking about wedding in the talking stage, Solomon Buchi says you need Jesus. Now, what again? It says here, if you have sex with him during a talking stage, you need Jesus. If you are cooking for him during the talking stage, you need Jesus. Ruth, we are going to come to this cooking matter.
And need Jesus.
I'm very active. I am patiently waiting for you to come to me.
Where do you fall in?
I know she's calling herself. Please, ladies and gentlemen, as you watch us this evening, help us to score yourself and take advantage of our phone lines. Call us and tell us what your score is over 10. Now, what number was I? Number 4. If you're cooking for him during talking stage, you need Jesus. Now, now he gives a caveat. He says some women are eternally in talking stages because they act like they don't have love at home. You give yourself out too quickly. You give married privileges to a man who's not even yet your boyfriend. Your lack of boundaries and desperation are palpable, and no man wants to be with a woman who doesn't keep herself like a wife. That's hot. It's hot, like steaming hot. Please, phone lines on the screen. We are open. Our shop is open. Please start shopping now. We are selling wife material. Okay, Ruth. Do not cook for him in the talking stage. Your talking stage window is 2 months. So within 2 months meeting a person, would you cook for them?
I mean, are we meeting inside or outside? That's like the
your
first
question to answer.
Well, talking stage, we are not dating yet, right? So let our meetings, getting to know each other, be outside. I don't know what I'm going to do in your house in the talking stage. We should talk outside.
Maybe we call that cooking stage.
That could be probably when you start dating the person also. But his main focus, I have noticed, is talking stage. And I see no reason why you're going to the person's house to talking, because there's no reason for you to be there.
But we established that talking stage is that season of a relationship that you're getting to know them. Are you not getting to know them? Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Lost.
Oh, we lost that particular call. Apologies for that. Please try again. Our phone lines are available. If you can't get us through a call, send us a WhatsApp message or a text message, and we're here to do the job for you, would gladly take that. So I'm getting to meet you, getting to know you. Maybe say after 1 month. Can't I come to your house after 1 month? And I mean, if I'm hungry, can't I cook noodles?
Are you cooking it? You see, these are the issues. These are the issues now. Let's say after 1 month, you go to the person's house. You guys have mounted. You guys have like gotten to a period. You people are comfortable with each other. You go to the house. See, there are people. I know people who's. Oh, we have a call.
Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Confidence from Benin.
Confidence from Benin. Good to have you on the show this evening. What's your take on the conversation?
Oh, it's a very nice one. But I think talking time should not be more than 2 months. 60 days is okay for the talking time.
Okay, 60 days is
That's my
enough.
opinion.
Okay.
What?
Did you hear that?
But I already agree with
Oh,
you.
no,
I
you
already
had to
agree
Thank
with
you
you.
so much. Thank you so much, Confidence. Confidence says 60 days is enough. So we're establishing now, Solomon has actually enumerated some things that are not okay during the talking stage. But for crying out loud, let's talk about this for a moment, because I think it was one of the videos we're going to even bring up as video of the day. I will probably still bring it up. Having sex during talking stage. You haven't even met this person. Like, you don't even know them. And you're already pulling your sheets.
I think one of the reasons for that is when talking stage is elongated. People are not really intentional.
You don't think that people are talking within 1-2 months
why
and then they've already pulled clots?
If it goes beyond 1 month and 2 months, the tendency for that to happen. We
have a female caller this evening. That's so beautiful. Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from? Please turn down the volume of your television set. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay, I don't think that person is ready to speak to us just yet. Please, whenever you want to call, please remember to turn down the volume of the television set so that we don't have a holdback and we can clearly hear you in the conversation this evening. Samuel, you're up to something.
Alright, so I said the reason for this to occur is when there are no established boundaries. You just start talking, you start visiting, you start spending time together. Nobody is clear about what is this relationship all about. So even in talking stages, people have entered relationship without even knowing. So you start giving what is not asked.
No defined boundaries. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good evening. My name is Mbalu Chisom. I'm from Benue State.
Chisom calling from Benue State. Thanks for calling. What's your take?
No, Chisom, Teso from Benue State.
Teso.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh God, we lost Teso. Please try to call us back. We really want to hear what you have to say on this. Okay, Samuel, I don't know if...
Yeah, so if you were entering talking stage, I like this person. And then I want to see if something can come out of this. So I begin to come closer to you and then begin to say, okay, let's talk. How are you? Who are you? I get to start knowing you. At first, it shouldn't take time for me to establish, okay, I'm looking forward to, let's see if something can come out
Can
of
I
it.
ask a question?
Ask.
I want to understand your stance on what she said. You are giving reasons, but I don't know. Are you agreeing or you are disagreeing?
I'm not agreeing with the fact that...
So you are disagreeing with the fact that...
But I'm giving
they
reasons why those things happen in the first
First of
place.
all, make your stance known. Are you agreeing to the fact that there should be sex during talking stage, or you are disagreeing to
They
that
need
fact?
Jesus, just like Gucci said. They need Jesus. It's obvious. But I'm trying to say the reasons why this happen, because most times we look at the symptoms, we don't look at the root causes. So why do people actually get to start having sex during talking stage? It's because there's no intentionality.
For me,
Word.
Nonsense.
Okay, please be careful. Let's be careful on our language when we come on air. It's very, very important that we are careful and civil towards every other person that is listening to us. Okay, so these are really serious issues that we're talking about, and he talked about intentionality. Sometimes we are not intentional, whatever comes, whatever goes, and then we're just moving. And there is another, there is a video we wanted to even play where the analyst was talking about the things that we pick up in those kinds of activities. But like you said, Solomon, which says you need Jesus. Okay. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay, please. I don't think some of our callers are ready to speak once they call. Please just, when you call, go straight to the point, introduce yourself. Let's hear you. Don't just call us and leave your phone on air without speaking. Okay, so these are really serious issues this evening, but let's delve to the other part of our conversation while our phone lines are still open and we can get people's reactions with regards to talking stage. And one of the questions I also want to ask is, yes, you're saying it's tagged the talking stage. What exactly are you talking about?
Everything. Real estate. Talk about everything. Like one of the responses we got from social media. Talk about everything. You get to know the person's likes, you get to know the person's background, where they come from, where they come from and where they're going to. Because if you don't know where you are going to, you won't know who can go there with you. So you get to know their likes, their background, their dislikes, their makeup, their personality. Ask certain questions. I think that's the talking stage is the time to be wisest in a relationship, or in any relationship. That talking stage, because once you now enter, if you now stay, okay, now that we are done with talking, let's enter a relationship. It begins to get more dicey at that point.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel, I'm also with him on that. That's like the first thing I'm agreeing on. I would like to point out. So that's the first thing I'm agreeing on. So when you are in the talking stage, you talk basically about everything. When I say everything, you're talking about from knowing the person's background to knowing what the person's like, to know what the person dislikes, the person's view towards some things. Do your opinions align? Do your views align? Your values? You are knowing, because if you want to look at this the godly way, right, you're entering that relationship probably to marry the person. So every aspect of life needs to be discussed, from your finances to your health to your family. What are the things that traumatize you? What do I avoid? All these things are very important. That's why I say this talking stage needs a little bit more time, because we're going from strangers to friends, and not just any friends.
Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good evening, how are you? How is work?
Very fine, thank you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I am calling from Taraba State.
Taraba State.
My name is Anita Kandi.
Anita. Okay, good evening. Thanks for calling us. I have one of my best friends. She comes from Taraba State, so this is a delight for me. What's your take on our topic today? Oh, we lost that call. No, Anita has to call back because I have love for Taraba. My friend Indy is from Taraba State. Okay, so Ruth, you were on to something.
Yes, so I have this. It's called a checklist. Actually, our pastor gave this checklist for relationships. So everything needs to be answered, from finances to background and everything. They are important. So I was saying that this talking stage, that's why 2 months is better. You cannot know these things in 2 weeks. It's not possible. There's no how that person is about to run that fast in 2 weeks of knowing a stranger. So you need that 2 months. You understand? That 2 months is very, very important. Okay.
Wow, 2 months, and then, well, I agree. And you, within that time, there are other things that will pop up. You begin to see other things. Questions will lead to questions.
The only thing I hate is I
will
agree
lead to
though, but alright.
conversations.
As long as you agree,
This thing you're doing
that's
is
fine.
evening.
As long as you agree, that's fine. That's
But
fine.
then at the end of the day, the truth is that everything that needs to be talked about should be talked about.
Basically.
And when these things are not talked about, when you get into the relationship, it begins to cause problems. When it's not talked about.
Okay, so one of the other key questions I'm going to ask is, are there things that you should not be talking about at the talking stage? For instance, we're talking genotype, we are talking, I have children. In the first 60 days, I'm just getting to know you. Do you think that that information that should be stored up for later, when you have been able to gauge that, okay, am I really going forward in a relationship with this person or not?
Can I answer?
Yes, you can have.
Everything. Those ones, funny enough, what you've mentioned are like the most important things. That should be what is on the table. Like when they start talking to you, you know that this person is coming to you not just for a sake of hi, let's be friends, but with the intention of having a relationship or going further with you. Those are the first things that should be on the table. First of all, what is your genotype, sir? Like, I don't understand how people go into.
Genotype
I don't. It does not. I don't understand why you're in a relationship with someone and you don't know the person's genotype. What? What are you doing? Even though you don't want to marry the person, this genotype is a very sensitive
No,
topic.
that's the first thing that should
It should be the first thing you talk about. It should be on the
Like
table.
wear your genotype on your sleeves, literally.
Exactly. You should know. If you have children, you're single or you're single, that let me know so I know what I'm walking into.
Hello, good evening. Good evening, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, I'm calling from Port Said. My name is Edwin.
You're calling from where?
Borno State.
Borno State. Okay, your name is Edwin. I love the quality of your voice. It's very soothing. Please go ahead.
I like this your program very well.
Thank you very much.
I'm so much interested in program.
Thank you very much. You can also
You can keep it
sponsor
up.
our program
Thank you.
so
You're
that.
welcome.
Okay, thank you so much, Edwin. So what I'd like to add there is, because you really love our program, if you sponsor us, we can absolutely take the message of Connect farther and wider. Yes, Connect is open to sponsorship. You can sponsor a segment, you can sponsor the entire program. Show us your love, Edwin. Thank you so much for calling and giving us that commendation. So you are agreeing that we need to wear our genotypes on our sleeves. I feel like it's part of the beginning phase of every relationship, because people just go ahead. You find out 2 weeks after you've set your dates that we are both AS.
And we cannot marry.
And then is it that heartbreak or heartbreak? So either heartbreak or heartbreak. So some things are avoidable.
Yeah.
When they are done at the right time. So why wait for when water enter Gary?
Hey, serious conversation.
I have seen these issues like live and direct, and I do not, in that case, I don't pity the
Either
people involved.
parties,
No,
okay.
because you just can't be that
Slow.
daft.
No, just
No,
that's
sorry,
slow.
that's slow. You can't be that slow. It's not possible. Like, no words.
No words.
No words.
Now we have another issue that is usually touchy. In the last week, because of the wedding of Queen Atang, there's been sensitivity around the topic of single mothers and all of that. At what point do you think that I should reveal that I am a single mother to someone who is hanging around me? If we've established that 60 days is enough talk time, is it okay, within that window for us to establish and leave the person to decide whether or not they want to continue with this?
There's a progression in talking stage. Starts from
Outer court.
The youngs have grown because the amount of wisdom coming out from
Outer
I'm
court.
not sure she's young.
Outer court to inner court.
I
Nowadays.
am young. So there's a progression. It starts from hi, how are you doing? Basic things we ask our everyday people around us.
Acquaintance.
Then you notice, you just know. There's no way you don't know from the way the person chats or texts or calls. You know when someone is interested in you. So immediately you know this person is interested in you. You just tell the person. Especially whether you like, in we women, we can do it to spite people. There's somebody you don't like and the person telling you like,
And you just want to put
so
yeah.
the person will run away. And then in the case where you like the person, you see them hiding it. I'm like, that's the situation which you should say it immediately to know if this person will accept you with your child. It should be immediately you notice this person is interested in you. Okay, here's the situation around me. I am a single mother. This is my child. This is how old my child is. This is
okay
where
for you?
immediately, no hiding. Because when you hide it, you bring issues that will come
Eventually.
unsolved.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is from Abuja.
I didn't get your name.
You said
I didn't get your name.
from Abuja.
Godwin from Abuja. Good evening and thanks for joining us. What's your take on our conversation?
Obviously, that's my friend.
Hello, Godwin. Are you there?
First of the talking stage, right?
Yes.
The process of the talking stage is right. Because that is part of what you guys because we know the relationship now, maybe you can talk to breaking up because of the like the guy who this I thought of
Godwin, the network is so bad. Godwin, the network is so bad we can barely hear you. Please, can you cut and call us back or send us a message? We really want to hear what you have to say. Thank you. The network is quite bad. This is okay. Say national issue.
Yes.
It's happening all over.
It's not just here.
It's not just here. Okay, so this conversation is going just the way we like it, and there is something else we want to bring on the table. This is a question that comedian Professor Professor comedian Helen Paul asked in social media, and I want to also bring it up this evening. And she says, marrying the wrong partner or marrying into the wrong family, I don't know which one is worse. Which do you think is the worst? This is a question that we also want to handle. Like side by side, talking stage, now you go first lead you, may you go marry person. So you have to be, very deliberate, like we've established. So please let's have that question on our screen. It says, marrying the wrong partner or marrying into the wrong family, I don't know which one is worse. Which do you think is the worst? Sarah, let's start with you.
Is this a case of standing in between the devil and the Red Sea? The devil and the deep blue sea, as they would say. So, but I think marriage is about two people.
Okay.
So it's first the person before the family.
Okay.
So, though I wouldn't subscribe to any of those options, but they say if there's one that could be managed, if you marry a good person that's from a wrong family, you can manage. With time, things can get fixed.
I think one of our first questions also is, what is a wrong family?
What is exactly? We have to establish that.
Because we need to be able to establish that.
Because if someone is, if
Did I
there's
establish a wrong family?
Please go ahead.
A family where the mother does not allow you to breathe properly in your husband's house, the siblings are pressing on your neck, you're having one unnecessary, that's the key word, unnecessary issues. The mother is always finding fault, or the siblings is always finding fault. There's just no peace from your husband's family. So for me, I would take that stance that he took, and I think we're agreeing on, is marrying a good partner and marrying into the wrong family is way better than, because your partner can stand for you, your partner can comfort you, even though there's some things he can't control. You just know that he's good enough to be there for you. But when it's a situation where the partner is the wrong person, that's the beginning of depression.
That's the beginning of your woes.
So it's better to marry a good partner who comes from a bad family than marry a wrong partner who is from a wrong family, or
even a good family,
or marry a wrong partner who is from a good family.
Because even though the family is good,
I don't even
the partner is the one that is living with you. You're in the house together, not the family.
Marriage
So the family,
is a man will leave his father and his mother.
and you become one. Now imagine you're born with the wrong person.
Carry your partner and run away. From the wrong family.
How far can you really run? Because another question I was going to ask is, to what extent can your right partner cover you from their family? We always have these conversations to make sure. I've heard a lot say, cover your wife before everybody, cover your husband before your family, before everybody. Nobody needs to know the details. This is your guard. This is your place to cover. So do we think that our partners have what it takes to cover us from the toxicity of a family? Because sometimes when we're talking about wrong families, we're talking about toxic families. We're talking about, in Africa, a lot of families are enshrined into dark spiritual depths, things that some families are working themselves out of, things that some families are still perpetuating. So having this understanding and making these choices in the middle of this.
Well, I think these are one of the things you should also know at those early stages.
Back to talking stage, bye.
So, can I meet your family? You hear the person's, by the time you meet someone and you start talking to someone in the first month, second month, you should be able to notice the person's relationship with the family. I'm someone that is big on family. If I am around you, I would notice your behavior towards your family. Maybe calls, you've not even called your mother, or when you call your mother, when you call your family members. So begin to notice those things. If you see that you're from a bad family, that's already a red sea, not even a red flag.
That's already a red sea if your family is bad.
So because unfortunately, if you come from a wrong family, there's a higher percentage of chance that person may have issues, because we are all a product of our background.
Exactly.
And that is the problem of our society today, because many families didn't have that strong foundation of love, of value. So people come out of those families, and then they have issues. So if someone is coming from a wrong family, if you notice that someone is coming from a wrong family, no matter how good the person is, you should know that there are issues. There will be issues. But if the person is good enough, you've been with the person and you've seen that the person is a refined person that's different from what is available in the background.
That refined
Okay.
person.
Someone sent us a message on social media. Someone just sent a text or WhatsApp message that we take. Says nothing. This is from Austin from Lagos. Thank you so much, Austin. Austin says nothing like talking stage in actual sense of it. Talking in relationship is a continuous thing. And in most relationship, it takes a lifetime to know your partner. Okay, that is Austin's take. It takes a while. It's a continuous process.
Yeah.
But Roots, we know there's a process that leads you into.
I have a question for Austin.
Okay,
You're checking.
go ahead. I'm sure that Austin is still with us.
Hi Austin, nice to meet you. I've not met you, but answer my question.
You guys start talking.
No, we should talk. Let's say you are on the road and a stranger walks up to you and like, hi, can we be in a relationship? Tell me that you're not sincere to answer yes. You do not know the person's name, you don't know anything about the person. Like, oh, you asked me, let's be in a relationship. All right, let's go, let's start. And then we start talking in the relationship. Do you get my point? Because it does not work that way. It does not make sense. Basically, you need to know this person a bit. Like you said, it's continuous. You know the person over a lifetime or whatever you had said. They are true. It's not wrong, but you need a basis. If bad as it be, use Psalms 2 weeks. That doesn't make sense.
Oh my word! Did you say that?
But at least that should be your list because you want to. I don't know your name, and you're walking up to me and telling me you want to.
But there are people that meet and actually get married under 3 months. If we're saying the talking stage window, so just to buttress what Austin has said, he's of the opinion that, there's really not a talking stage thing. So I meet you, this is already the 3rd month. I mentioned the 1st of January, we talked a little bit. By the end of January, we've already established that, this is my guy, this is my lady, I love you, you love me. We have things in alignment. By March 31st, we decide we're going to get married. Do you think that we might have talked enough to establish that connect?
I think the thing about these things is that there are no straight jackets. There is no one cap fits all. There is no this is how it will work.
True that.
Some people may just meet and then it's just like heaven, everything just ticking. You don't even need to talk.
I'm giving love at first sight vibes.
I've seen people and I've seen
giving love
successful
at first
marriages
sight vibes.
where they did not even meet. And they are happily married till today. They have an amazing family.
How do you know that? How do you know that there's nothing going on inside? You're looking at social media.
So there are exceptions to this.
Actually came for you on this show today.
There are exceptions to this thing. So in those cases, talking stages may not be necessary. I understand where Austin is coming from because of abuse. When the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. And in our society today, most people have abused talking stages. Just like you said, ladies will be in talking stage and then
that's a
bitches
key word.
So because people have abused talking stages, talking stage becomes kitchen stage, living stage, cooking stage, cohabiting stage.
Yeah, cohabiting stage, getting wife and husband benefits. This really serious, and I feel like we need to come back to that. When you're saying abusing the talking stage, because you also find out that you've been talking to a guy for 3 months, he's consistently calling you hello. The one that annoys me is that you never even know me. You're calling me baby. Who's your baby? Like, I don't understand. You don't have to respect people.
Who's your guy?
That's disrespectful.
The other issue there is, in all of this, you talk to the person 3 months, that consistently calling you, they're taking you out, and then one day you want to ask, sir, where's this relationship actually headed? I said, no, we're just friends. There's nothing more. That's talking stage being abused. But before we get back to that conversation, let's take a quick pause. Take a breather. We've been talking about quite a lot this, evening, and Ruth has really been on Samuel's neck this evening. Let's allow Samuel breathe for a moment, and when we return, there's more on the conversation this evening. Stay with us. Welcome back and thanks for staying tuned. Of course, it's Connect, the family live show on Spectrum Television. We like to give you a rounded balance of everything that you need to make your life move forward. Well, course, my name is Yanek and your anchor on this particular show. I love family and I love love. I like to think that I'm a romantic, but my mother's opinion, I'm nothing close to that. But whatever, we're going to find out one day pretty soon. Well, we've been having a conversation, the talking stage. How long should it last? And what are the things we should actually be talking about in the talking stage? What kinds of benefits should we be giving out to our stage partner? You know, when is right for certain kinds of conversations and when's not right. And I've had two really amazing persons on set with me this evening, speaking with Ruth Udor and Winning Sam. And we've had quite a number of calls coming in from all over the country. We really appreciate everyone who's called in, commended the program, and also given their 2 cents on the issue that we're talking about. Still quite a number of things. Let me go to social media and take a response from Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. Kathy says, good evening. Yeah, I am currently watching your program on Spectrum TV. We love you. About talking stage between a guy and a lady in a situation whereby he hasn't asked you out but always invites you over to his place to help out. He's a thief. I didn't say anything. Help, always inviting you over to his house to help out. Does it mean the guy is taking his time or he's scared to ask you out? Asking based on talking stage. Dear Kathy,
Dear
Kathy, we might have a problem on our hands. But since Ruth is vested in talking stage matters, I'm going to allow her to answer the question. Then I will ice the cake.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
Nice to meet you. But you're wasting your time. The guy is wasting your time. Just know that in this situation, there's wasting of time involved.
Somebody's wasting someone's time.
There's a time that time is wasted because I don't know why. He's not scared to ask you out. He has no intentions to ask you out, darling. Carry your slippers and run. He just wants you to come and fulfill wife duties like Solomon Buchi had said. He wants to get the whole package, the whole deal without actually involving you. You understand? So if you love it, I'm sorry, start not to cry. There's heartbreak inside. So carry your things and run. That's
Premium tears or medium tears, Sammy? What is it?
I will still stand on my ground. Before you start, and before you visit anybody's house, there should be definition of terms. I'm this kind of person that's why I said that 2 weeks I stayed in the first place. My talking stage can really be fast. Really be fast. Can just get talking.
Now your cap is small for my head.
So in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, let's say 1 month, we should be able to define, is there prospects in this place? Do we have prospects here? Then that prospect will now define, okay, is anything going to come out of this? Before relationship, you can move from talking stage to friendship.
To a committed friendship.
Friendship. Before you now move to a relationship. So from talking stage, you can become friends. You now start talking more often. That's friendship.
So at what point is it legal or is it okay for Kathy to go? Okay, just in case Kathy
it has
to be defined.
You know that even in the context of friendship, if we just met and then we're becoming friends, there's still no expectations on the friendship at that point. I can't just have met you 2 weeks ago and you're inviting me over to your house to help cook, to help wash. Even if we started off really igniting a great friendship. I'm saying friendship, but we're not even talking relationship. You can't be inviting me over. And if you're now giving relationship vibe, but you have not asked the person out, but you're placing demands on services.
That is what I wanted to say now.
Demands required in a relationship, right?
Yeah. The coming over, was it asked or was it just okay? Let's just hang out.
It's true. Kathy, did you offer this?
We need context for this situation, Kathy. You need to get back to us.
Did you offer?
Exactly.
And then sometimes we ladies are too fast. Like, okay, bro has called you first week, second week. That's my boyfriend. My boyfriend, and the ladies will now go, are you not even going to invite me to the house? Waiting to your house, fire upon it, And then the ladies get over sometimes and offer these services, and that's how we get into the problems that we get into.
Ladies are more prone to put their heart into the relationship easily.
Too early.
I have met people that their act of showing kindness or showing love, just like their love language is gifting, and it can be as simple as cooking for the person you like, be it for friendship or what. I have friends that love cooking. They just come to my house and come and cook for me. that should show you my cooking skills. The rates, you see, we should rate cooking skills. That should tell you the rate. They'll come and cook for me in my house because it's what they love doing. That's like their love language, gifting or doing something for people. So that could also factor in a situation of friendship or talking stage towards relationship. You should not be completely left out. You could just go and just cook out of goodwill, not because you're trying to fulfill wife duties. In fact, the highest is that you can be hungry without food to your house.
Now, we also need to be very sensitive in this conversation, because now what I read in between the lines in Kathy's question is the fact that this person is most obviously giving off a relationship vibe.
Exactly.
This person, so this, whether it's Kathy in the context or maybe it's her friend that she's concerned for, you're like, okay, this person is giving you relationship vibes, asking all of these things but has not said anything. Now, this is what I'll tell you, and this is what I have learned over time. Within the first 60 to 90 days, a man, now I'm even stretching it, but between the first 60 to 90 days, a man knows what exactly he wants to do with you. Men are not as indecisive as they try to present themselves to be. They are not as incoherent. Like, a man knows what he knows, and a man knows what he wants. We have seen our celebrities do it all over. And I mean, we are crying, oh, Theophilus Sunday, he went to Jamaica. Moses Please, he went to Ghana. Who is going to Colombia? And sometimes we have girls falling over, serving, calling, people traveling. You hear that a guest minister is, that a music minister have conference. Everywhere you have conference, that particular lady is buying a flight ticket and going, but he will never look her side because every man knows what he wants. The catch here is, don't allow any man to abuse you or abuse the access that you've given to him. And it's not even about women. Also, women are also crazy towards men. You see a man who is kind, you see a man who is caring and probably has the money to throw around. You're not interested in him as a person, but every day, baby, honey, sweetie, but you are collecting that money and servicing another relationship. Should we pray for you? Scatter.
I think in every relationship, at least one person should have sense.
Absolutely true.
One person should have sense to ask. My mom and my mentors will say, as a lady and a man is hanging around you, if he has not said anything,
he's nobody to you. There is nothing.
If he has not said anything.
But Samuel, that chord is really hard for the women folk to chew. That thing you have said is
truth
really
is
hard.
bitter, but it's if
women easily assume relationships, Samuel.
And I think I also blame men for that. We should be.
You need to shake me, Odogu, because a lot of men are they leave women on knowing you or unknowing.
They enjoy just making the woman feel high. They just love to.
That means the eyes to see that woman is assuming things. She's feeling the relationship vibe. They're quiet.
So you should be wise enough to know when a lady is beginning to get, because some ladies, if you just throw 1, 2, they will count 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Solomon Buchi said, don't begin to talk about weddings during the talking stage. He said, don't start saying some of us have sewn our wedding clothes. I don't know how you're going to do it, but I'm sorry. You need to find a way to come and wear it.
The wedding is in my mind already. What are you talking about?
I'm trying out your surname and mine.
The fantasies are already there. So that's why you should, if the man does not ask, bring it to the table and say, okay, this is what we are now. Even if you don't enter a relationship, but let him make a verbal pronouncement. Okay, there's prospect in us. I see something in you. I know that something more can come out of this.
If he does not see, give him glasses.
If he does not say, then ask.
When you say that, Ruth, you're going to another entire relationship, another topic entirely.
Oh my God,
when you say, if he cannot see, give him glasses. That is like you're now saying that. Which means we have another topic that Ruth has brought. So are we bringing her back next week? Is it okay for women to shoot their shot?
It's not shoot shot.
Calm down. Next week. I'm prepared for you all next week.
Oh my God.
Don't go
because that's a serious issue. In this context, if we are in a talking stage and we are feeling whatever vibe that it is, how long do you think a woman should give a man as grace before she says, hey, guy, I like what we have. I like the attention. I like that you call. I like that you care. But what exactly is going on here? We're talking about defining a relationship within the window of the talking stage. I think that's where we need to wrap up this evening.
We use the window of the talking stage to define. If at most, as I said, at most 3 months, it could be less. you go fall back to Psalm 2 weeks, like I said. So at most 3 months. As at that 3 months, there's no step further. There's no signs that okay, let's be one. You are not showing no signs. I see no reason why we should go further than 3 months. And there's some rumors. I will not say it's a fact that within 3 months of being with someone, the person reveals their true colors at that 3 months. That's just like a frame. At 3 months, you start seeing signs of whatever is going wrong or whatever is going right. So if at 3 months you have not defined that talking stage, make it into a relationship or something more, it's you're not serious and it should be off.
Okay.
That's the time limit.
Okay.
At least for me.
I think
your
it's-
last words,
it's not a matter of time of how long. It's a matter of when emotions start coming in. Because some people, emotions can start rushing
I feel
in.
like we should meet again next week. You and I.
Very much, right?
Yes.
Emotions can
Emotions can actually come
One week. So once emotions start coming in, that is beyond. Once the hand starts passing the,
once the handshake start passing,
once it start passing,
Eh.
then you need to act fast.
you need to act fast. There's a lot in this conversation that we're looking at, but I mean it's important that we are deliberate as individuals, and we are living in a very, very fast-paced world. And I think it is the responsibility of women to guard their heart. I think the Bible also puts it the best way. Guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life. So whether you're a woman or you're a man, if you don't guard your heart, someone will destroy it on your behalf. So please, if you're I like it. I felt like a prophet in a moment.
Yes, I was feeling you.
Please, if you're currently in a talking stage that you don't understand, you've been talking to this guy for 6 months, he hasn't said, "Hi, I wanted to put it in my language, but I don't know how to explain." They used to say in my language, something, ubere. I don't know how to say it, but they're asking you, sister, where's your husband? The guy has not asked you that, my lady, just like Samuel clearly put it, please, one day, call him to lunch. Like Ruth said, talking stage should be outside. We shouldn't really have any talking stage that is behind closed door. I come to your house, you come to my house, then we'll now start sitting and flinging like, let us be sitting like in posture in the public. Ask question, you answer question. If it has proceeded beyond 3 months and the person has not clearly said what they want with you, please host the person to lunch. Take the person to tea and ask the person, what exactly is going on here? And no, you are not desperate for asking a man what exactly he wants around you. And I think that's where we're going to draw the curtains on Connect this evening. A very big thank you to you, Ruth Udo, for bringing all of the energy on Connect this evening. I had great fun having you here.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Are you asking for
It's
it?
okay. It's okay.
You're asking for it, Matt.
Well, it's good to see that Sammy has more than tech in him. Yeah, right. He surprised us all. Thank you so much, Sammy, for coming
Great
on the
to be
show
here.
and for all of the wisdom that you shared. We do hope that everything that we've conversed on Connect today does actually help you to connect the lines in your relationship life. But that's the much we can take. And thank you to everyone who called. Thank you, Austin from Lagos. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Edwin. Thank you, everyone who called. All those who also attempted to call but couldn't reach us. You are the reason why we take our time to do the things we do. Until next week, definitely maybe it will be Ruth and Samuel again. My name is Uyai, and you can do have a very, very splendid night. Good night, Nigeria.